would like to welcome Jeevan for joining us today on the third webinar series of career opportunities in food science and technology. And in this series, we have today with us Mr. Jeevan Lakwal. And I'm very lucky and fortunate to say today that proudly that Jeevan is my batchmate. He did his BTech from Marathwada Agricultural University College of Food Technology, Parbhani, and after completion of BTech in food technology, he straight away went into explore the very actual world of food industry, and he has a vast experience working in some of the finest and bestest food industries. And to name a few, he has been working in many multinational company, but currently he is working with Kerry Ingredients Private Limited. And we are very happy, Jeevan, for you to accept our invitation and being here present today with all of us to guide students by sharing your very own experience working with some of the finest multinationals of country. I'm sure your experience and guidance and the top tips that you would be sharing today would help our millions of students, those who are looking to build a career, especially in food science and technology. So once again, thank you so much, and over to you, Jeevan.
Yeah, so Dr. Shalini, first of all, I would like to thank you for giving me an opportunity, to arrange such interactive and interesting session. I think this is my first time a guest lecture, I should say. I have been to various seminars and various programs to attend mainly, or maybe, to attend the sales conference and meetings. But for the student, yes, definitely, I am doing this first time. And I will try to give my best. Here, the topic given to me is, it is more about career opportunities in multinational company. But I would rather say at initial stage only, I would like to make it clear to everyone here that it is not only about the multinational, but I would like to share more on the food technology and the journey what I have carried with food technology so far, and how food technology has helped me to grow as a person in my personal as well as in my professional life. And same time, over a couple of weeks when Shalini approached me to have such kind of session. So I also observing some of the good industry leaders are coming, some of the good speakers are coming on the platform here, and they are sharing their views. So I would rather put it more practical and relevant to my experience and how the journey so far. And definitely, I do believe that it's going to help to the most of the student, and it will have more of the personal touch. So, like you can share on the experience and you can ask me very openly on that part too. So just to give you a brief introduction, I'm sure like Dr. Shalini has mentioned here about me as her batchmate, and I'm also lucky to be her batchmate. And the another luck factor for me is I belongs to the College of Food Technology from Marathwada Agriculture University, which is now known as Sri Vasantrao Naik Marathwada Agriculture University. So I worked, actually I did my graduation from that food technology college, which is one of the best college in Maharashtra, or I should say in India. And the degree course was so relevant to the food technology, which is required for the food industry, even in today's time. And I was blessed with a very respected and good professor in that college, so who could guide me from time to time to develop on my capabilities, to add on my food technology knowledge, and also guide me on how to rock in the food industry. So from the initial stage of my career only, I had decided after completing my graduation, I had decided to pursue my career in the food industry. And though there was other options available, but I have chosen food technology and food industry mainly because that was my passion, that was my interest area. And with certain guidance from my college seniors, especially from CFT PBN, I would say, I was determined, like in the first 5 years, I wanted to have the more cross-functional department experience or cross-functional skills along with me. So then I can, work my own, or I can have a better, career prospect for myself. So I did exactly the same. I started my career journey with one of the leading chocolate company from Hyderabad, which known as the Lotus Chocolate, and it was doing a job work kind of thing for the Cadbury India. So I started with the RD function, and it was a very nice experience working in the R&D functions, because at the initial stage only, when as a FT you start into R&D, you get a very clear idea about the innovation and development. I'm sure today as a FT, and when we look at our career prospect, I feel that R&D is the function, the primarily, or I should say, the first thing come in our mind is why not I can venture into, or why not I can explore into the innovation and into the specifically into the RD functions. The reason behind is the kind of study we go through, and we feel like we have a much innovative capabilities, and we would like, we can make a better product, we can do better with the RD functions. So that opportunity I got with Lotus Chocolate. And then further, like as I said, I wanted to develop on the cross-functional skill. So then I moved into the manufacturing part of the food industry, wherein I could learn on, especially on the process thing, which is very important. I could also develop on people management skill, because when you are on the shop floor, when you are in the manufacturing, you do come across various types of people, and you need to, to be very specific on delivering the shift volumes, and reaching the production targets and those things. So that was a type
हो
of
घ्यायचंय मला.
so that was a type of thing that I have involved with in the manufacturing area. And then I got an opportunity to work abroad. So working abroad, and that too in the initial stage, what was really a good experience for me. So I worked with one of the leading East Africa's bakery manufacturing unit, wherein I was given responsibility as an operations manager for the some of the manufacturing plants were there in that country. And then coming back to India, I had done some bakery project setup for the Indian group. And then after that, I have entered into the applications part with one of the leading fats and oil company of India named as Bunge. Then further, the journey is like, I from applications, I moved into the technical selling, and now I'm into the core sales and marketing. So it's like a a vast experience that I have got with the food industry. And you can ask me anything, especially from the food those who want to pursue in the food industry. For them, you can find a one-point solution from my point, because I worked almost in the every functions, and become maybe I have not completed my master's, but become master with my experience with the food industry. So yes, my first take here with student, when I would like to talk about with my experience. Today is the competitive world, and as a food technology, when we are taking as a subject, and we may want to pursue our career in the food industry. So the first thing you need to do, I am sure many of you would laugh on me, like what the basic thing Jeevan wants to show here. But yes, it is really important that you should complete your studies. And studies in the sense, I would like to say, you should complete your post-graduation, and that is the must need for today. The reason for completing your post-graduation is today the world has become very competitive, and with the degree and the kind of experience, or I would say the academia that you are having, especially the MTech one, you will be very well recognized in the industry. You get a lot of respect with having a postgraduate degree. But yes, only having degree is not good enough. Apart from that, you need to gain good experience to explore your journey further. And there are two ways I would like to suggest here to the students here specifically. It can also be applicable for the biotechnology student, and you can choose your own area of interest, because I have put more specific on the FT part here. So if you look at like the first one, I think most of you are doing in this manner, like you are completing your BTech degree, or and then after that directly maybe you want to crack in the exam, or you want to go to the good colleges with MTech, and some of you want to go for the MBA, and some of you may want to pursue further with the experience. There is the other way, like I would suggest in today's time, those who are really passionate and they really want to make things happen in very focused manner. For them, after graduation, you can go for 2 to 3 years of experience in the industry. You can find out your interest area. Like it can be anything. It can be, like as I have mentioned, it can be innovations and R&D. It can be quality and regulatory. It can be manufacturing or overall operations management. Some of you may want to pursue your career with the government service, and very few like me, who I should say can come into the this sales and marketing field. So there are multiple options available, but yes, it's your journey. So you need to spend time on that. You really need to introspect yourself on that, and then based on that, you need to decide. After doing that, again, I would advise, after having specified or after having determined to pursue your career in that particular function, you can come back to the MTech or MBA in that area. And then after completing that academics, you can go back to the industry. So that's my first thing here. So you need to find out your interest area, and basically that interest will become your passion tomorrow, in order you to lead a successful life. So definitely I would advise on these two things, and these two things in this two way you can follow, and you can become the master of your own chosen career. So this was my first take, specifically on the academics, different country. As long as the FT is with you, I am sure that you would make it, and you would make it much better. That is what I believe in, and that's what, in my experience, like first 5 years when I went abroad, I had an opportunity to work with the African people there. And since I was coming from the RD background, then moved into manufacturing, I was given the title of the production manager over there. But then later on with my functions, they could also give me exposure to the RD functions. And I still remember I have developed one product over there with the knowledge what I got in the industry, as well as the kind of thought process I had from the college time. So I could develop a very good product within a very short span of time, and that product is still successfully running there. So that's how the knowledge make a difference there, and as a FT you can make a lot of difference too. So this was my take on for the first 5 to 6 years of journey. You try to be working with the different functions, working with the different people, try to get more and more knowledge from the industry, handle much better. You will be having a good skill to develop on handling different situations. Also, you would develop on your decision-making capabilities. Coming back to the technicality, yes, this is how you are recognized in the industry. So technical remains the first. Whatever you want to gain, first you should retain this technicality, and then you try to gain in the various functions. And I'm sure that you will make it with the FT thing, and I'm sure that with technical you can rock in the industry. So it was about the first 5 to 6 years of journey that I wanted I wanted to share with you all here. The second part that I would say, like, as you grow older, or as you grow more within your career, you move forward, you get various types of challenges. Maybe you're doing a regular job, you're doing your routine, but when you're going through your routine, challenges are of very different magnitude. Like, just for an example, I would like to tell, last year, the COVID, it was one of the challenges that as FT we all have observed. I think Shalini had mentioned me last year, there was very few companies who could knock in the good colleges, and who could ask for or who could offer the new job for the FTN. So my take here was, like, every challenge or gives us the opportunity. And for a small period of time, maybe we get some setbacks, but we should not be getting discouraged with that or disappointed with that. But we should always look at the positive way and the forward, like how we can overcome that circumstance and how we can solve the problem. So as you grow in the industry, you need to be you need to have more and more solution focused approach. That's what I believe in. And I just want to share here handling failure, especially with the students nowadays after this COVID crisis and all. Failure is important for all of us. That's what I believe in, because without failure, you may not have the importance of having success in life. You may not know the essence of success. If you don't go through this phase, you will not have the that satisfaction when the success comes to you. So failure is really important. And as long as you are growing through that failure, you are learning why it is coming to me. So it really makes me stretch beyond my limit. It also makes me to give in my 100%, and how I can come out of that is more important. So I would like to quote here one of my example in my career, what has happened. I was developing one product with the, there are some icing creams available in the market. So I had developed one icing cream along with my team over there in one of the reputed organizations. And we have launched that product in the market. After launching that product, within a short span of time, I got, the major complaints, and that product failed miserably in the market. And when the failure comes, you start asking yourself various things. Again, the top management relies on you, your colleagues rely on you, your team relies on you. So everyone start, either they will start with the blame game, or they will start questioning so many things, especially when you are working the organization with the high pressure to deliver on things. Under these circumstances, of course, you need to have certain guidance from either from your senior or your guru, wherever you normally discuss on your career objective, you discuss on how to grow in life. And that's what I also exactly did during that failure when I had come across. I try to seek some advice, and I try to to work on the those areas wherein I maybe need extra efforts to be put into, or maybe those efforts what I was putting, it was not in the right direction. So I cannot move a wall an inch because if I am not moving it in the right direction. So that's the reason I seek advice from my senior, and then I could come to know that complete failure had come just because of the organization was not having a good infrastructure in place, and it need a good cold chain infrastructure. Then only we can have the the product performing at the customer's end. So that's how I had handled. Then organization has to put on the infrastructure, and almost for it took us 2 years to develop on that on pan level. But yes, after that product is doing very good in the market, and today that product is very successful too. So as a FT, definitely we should have that never give up attitude in us, and we should think differently and always look for the solution. And that's what my advice here to the youngster as well as to the student is. I have just quoted my real life example here, how I went through and how I try to come out through that. It can be anything in your life too. It can be maybe like the topic today is cracking the MNC interviews. You may not get through, but still there are other opportunities with the Indian organization too. Even if you wouldn't make it, there are still opportunities. Some can start as an entrepreneur from the now only, because there is enough scope in India. If you look at the vastness with the food, the diversity with the food, and then the food habits in India. The very important thing here, I would say, is like when you need to, really explore journey as a food technologist. So you need to gain on the various experience. You also have to remain updated all the time, because whichever field you are pursuing your career, it can be a dairy industry, it can be like I am pursuing my career in bakery industry. There are few who wants to go with the beverage industry. There are few who are with the chocolates and confectionery. So there are, various thing involved along, and there are various options available in the food industry. So we are so lucky, and we are having that that age and that advantage as a food technologist. We can rock in all this type of industry. The specific thing I would like to say here is like when there are plenty options for us with the different industry that is under the food, and we do have we should not be limiting ourselves to a very small kind of like I would be working only in the beverage, or I would be working only in the one kind of industry, but you should be open for the multiple option to here. And yes, the field what I moved into, and for last 10 years, I think some of my CFT PBNs are also there who are doing well in that field, that is sales and marketing. There I really see, the technical selling has a very big opportunity for, especially for the food technology student to grow further and, make their career with into this. So this is all about the experiences that I have shared for last 10-12 years, like what it has been and how it has made difference in my working, and how it can make difference for you also, that you need to take from this. Apart from this, now the most of my life where revolves all around is how to make a business model successful. As you grow senior, the responsibilities are more, and then you feel like what I'm doing, whether maybe I'm doing the same type of job every day, but whether I'm doing it right or not, that is more important. So as maybe it's an industry reality that I want to show everyone here, and most of the successful model or successful industry models who follows this, and there is no shortcut for the success. So to live in the success, there are these three things which are really important that I would like to share here. It is to be a B2B business, B2C business, and I think it also applicable to our life. So as a FT, when I'm looking at definitely many of FTN, they are working into the quality department, quality functions. Quality stands here for making a quality product. Quality stands here for giving the best in the market, and getting good feedback about the product. So that's what this quality stands for. The second thing here is service. Service all the stakeholders involved. Service in terms of, I would say, like I was telling everyone to come in the sales and marketing field, and technical service is one of the area wherein the customer as a FTN you can make a lot of difference too. So today there are many successful organizations who are having better and better service in terms of creating the awareness about the product, in terms of giving best and best services on time, in terms of providing a various solution for the different new requirement or the customized requirement which is coming in. So that falls under the service. And the third thing here is that is what gives you in the long-term return, that is the relationship. So to make any business successful, these three are the pillar, and I have put it as triangle here. So triangle always shows one arrow up that goes in the upward direction. The relationship, it takes all, and it takes years of investment. Like today, my quality is best. I have got good product to give in the market. The product is well recognized in the market, but then the second competitor is coming and they are having better service than me. Maybe their supply is very timely. They offer certain scheme, they offer certain things which are much better than the established brand. So with service, the other company can beat him, even because the quality is almost matching. So it is only service they can do. Here, the relationship plays a very important role. If you are having a stronger relationship with your customer, then I don't think anyone can take that customer from you, or that business can go from you. So that is the importance of having, these are the three things which is important to live in the success. And I would say if it is applicable in our personal life also. If you look at, if I am having a quality time with my friends, with my family, same time I have a service as a FT, and I am having a service oriented approach to look at my work. Maybe it can be working in MNC, it can be working in the Indian industry, but whatever I'm trying to do, if I am giving my best to the work, I am giving 100% to the work, definitely it will it will give you a very good satisfaction. It will give you, in the long term return too. And this will automatically build on your relationship. Eventually you will become, successful in your life too. So this is what my journey so far. I think I've tried to cover most of the thing of my career, where I have worked into, and how I went through a different organizations, and which were my learning, specifically when I talk about like starting from the chocolate company to coming into the sales and marketing functions. So there are various experience that I have taken you through, though it's very less time that I have spent with you, and I could tell in very short, but yes, definitely it has a lot. It has a lot of meaning, and one successful journey for last 16 to 18 years. So yeah, Shalini, I just want to know, like from your side, anything.
Yeah, it is a very good idea, Jivan. I liked the way you, in a very crisp way, you have shared the successful journey that you spent in an industry. So thank you so much. And it's always good to have more interactive session
Yes.
than just telling, because sometimes
Yeah.
understanding students' requirement, and we have almost 80 students here who have joined on Zoom, and today is basically a GATE exam, so many of our students have gone there to appear for the GATE examination. So
Oh,
we
okay.
have questions here sent by students to me directly. There is one student who is in the third year. His name is Srinath from
Mm-hmm.
NIFTM, and what he would like to know that at undergraduate level, you also know that there is a internship period after seventh semester. Okay,
Correct. Correct.
and the students are always looking for to take an hands-on experience in the form of internship period. It's quite
Mm.
like long. Some
Yeah.
university or
Yeah. Correct.
institute has 3 months, but
Mm.
sometimes our students try to approach MNCs, because everybody would like to work in an MNC, so that
Mm.
that brand remains there on the biodata. Also they think that there is a lot to learn from a MNC compared to an Indian company. So what is your answer, whether our students should always approach and focus on working with MNC or Indian company would also work? That is first question. The second question is, suppose our students go and keep approaching MNCs, but they do not find any reply, they do not get reply because they keep trying on their own. So what is your advice, so that when they are trying, they should get into MNC? What are the top tips to get into MNC for internship? What an MNC look from a student, or what qualities MNC look into a student when they are interested in hiring their student for an internship?
See, like I would answer it in two way. Like first is there. I think there are two questions here, and one is regarding how to be a intern with MNC, and the second question you would like to ask is when we are maybe students are approaching for the job, so what they need to do, right? I got it right?
Yes, yes, absolutely. I would
Yeah.
repeat in case the
No,
answer
that's
is no.
fine. So the internship is all about, like, it depends, because every organization has their own policies and their own systems. And nowadays, they say the food technology colleges are definitely many. So, but yes, there is, like, as I have mentioned, my career journey, and you and me were lucky to have, blessed with a very nice college, and with a very nice, strong alumni over there. So we were not having that problem during those years. But now, yes, the industry has become competitive. You need to be a little bit proactive in terms of getting through for the internship with the multinationals. Like, one is the approach. Either we are approaching in the right direction. Second is the organization that you want to go. Maybe you have decided that, but the organization has interest in the student. to do that, because how we recognize that in nowadays, example like I remember from our time, we used to go to Coca-Cola for the internship. In fact, I also did mine from there. So the one thing or the one advantage we had was we had a very nice a team of our senior members over there who could recommend us very fast, and then we could go for that immediately. Secondly, okay, suppose I do not have connect or I do not have contact over there. How do I do it? So there is a HR department. There is a business development department also who normally get involved with these activities. And specifically talk about these industries, they do look for the management trainee kind of thing also. So we need to check in the past records whether which all companies are coming for the management trainee to us. Since we know them well, we can approach those industry. And few of them, like, which are not often coming, but we keep on frequently sending email, or maybe we have got some connect through somebody. See, in that manner we can take it, because as a student, if directly goes for internship, it becomes very difficult. But when as a faculty, as a college, we are going and approaching, I think no one will say that we can't give we can't allow someone. And the industry also, they do have their standard, so they may restrict up to certain areas, like RD functions you may not be focused to, but they would allow you to go to manufacturing area, they would allow you to go to the bottling plant or filling plant. And that way I think you should get through. But yes, the number of students sending to one industry also, you need to be specific, because we need to map down, we need to know more about the number of MNCs available in that area. Like example, we are having 100 students today, and everyone want to go with the beverage industry, or maybe all of them want to go with the confectionery. So confectionery or beverage industry cannot accommodate all of them. So we look at the diversity here. We have a snack industry coming in, we have extrusion, we have various types of I should say frozen dessert industries also. So yes, we can look for that multiple application. The basic reason to go for the to be intern and go to the industries, to have the whole idea about the process and what theory we have learned in the college, whether it is same or that is how much it is applicable in the industry. That's what we want to learn through that, right? And hope I answered your first question.
Yes. And briefly, if you can tell, suppose MNC hire our student, so what do they exactly expect from a student? How should a student work during the internship period, making best out of that opportunity, so that the company itself hire them, so that the company themselves offer them a job to continue?
See, I am sure many of us aspire to, where we are having training, we want to continue our journey there. But that's not the way the business decisions are made. To be very frank with everyone here, we have to look into whether there is vacancy or not. If there is vacancy, definitely you can apply and you will get absorbed there. Apart from that, the second option is whether that industry, particularly what we are like example, we went to Coca-Cola, and Coca-Cola has decided to give two guys to take on the management trainee role. But maybe the student went there were 10. So out of 10, what was the criteria to get those two guys absorbed there, or those two students absorbed in this? So like the Coke and all this, they are very professional group. They give certain projects during the this internship, and those projects, how much you are involved with those projects, and how would you submit with your final report, that is all it takes. So when you are having that I think 3 to 4 months of time for the internship there, are you involved with those projects, how well you are presenting to the management, and whether that project is making any value add to their business, that is more important. If students are going from that perspective and they are having better and better preparation than the other those who are there, definitely every industry need a talent, and if that talent is within them, they can easily get absorbed in the industry. And that's what we also look at. Like suppose example, today I am taking the interview, I will see that what is my business requirement and who is aligned to my business requirement. So that sense is required. Like, if the student knows what exactly the organization need, if they can judge it within some a shorter period of time, they can give their best and they can easily get absorbed with that organization.
Wow, thank you so much, Jivan, for such a wonderful explanation. And as you cherished those memories during my graduation level also, because when we were thinking about, going for an internship after or during our graduation, yes, of course, we also wanted to, like I as a student also wanted to go to an MNC. So we approached and having network. Okay, I have seen that instead of directly approaching as a student, of course, in case you have a very strong, biodata, we will be having more session on, having a very good biodata, so that the moment the company sees, say, wow, I want to hire this person. Okay, so that is the different aspect. But going through faculty, as Mr. Jivan has rightly pointed out, approaching your mentor, approaching your faculty and going through them always benefits. So always try to go to your faculties and request them that I have a wish to go to work in one of the MNCs, name that and request them to send a letter on behalf of you. Because if the email goes from the faculty's email ID, and that is one approach. The other approach is, if personal contacts. Okay, so suppose a faculty has a personal contact. So I have a network of so many friends, like Jivan is my batchmate, or there are many more friends who are my batchmates or classmates or some connection. So networking. So try to build your own network or through your friend. Develop, build this network. Okay, that's I think, Jivan, I have rightly got, you have given such a beautiful message.
Yeah.
Our student, build a network, follow your faculty, go through your faculty, and sometimes MNCs also take care of students if they directly approach them, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
second question, Dr. Shalini, I come on, like how to crack in the MNC. I may not say it is with the first job, second job, third job. It depends on, how well you're prepared for that interview, how well, like as you rightly mentioned here, how well your biodata, your projects are speaking. But like what in today's time, what we are looking at is how relevant with the, the present trend. And that is what matters a lot. I think like from yesterday only, there was some circular going on, the change in the syllabus and things. So I'm sure that with going forward, there are so many changes coming, especially with our food technology. And we need to capture, or student need to capture more on the recent trends. So that's what we are looking at, because earlier the businesses are like, they run for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. But nowadays business model has changed. In fact, the business life has also become less, because you need to re-innovate. Like earlier, there was only one or two snack, one or two biscuits you would see. Today, if you go to any of the supermarkets today, you will see the floods of biscuits and everything, the varieties of products available there. So the range kind of products are there. And I would like to say here specifically, when we are going for the multinational company, or maybe for a very good Indian organization, I think we should be more relevant to the industry, like recent trend. That's what we are looking at, like how much, whether you are submitting a project, whether you are having this to be an intern in any of the MNC or any organization. But it is not like what you did, but how you did, that is more important. So if you are able to elaborate that during your interview, or you are elaborate with your profile and biodata, definitely it can do a lot of value add, and you will get shortlisted for that. That is, I am sure about. So
Wow.
to be more relevant with the industry, and try to be focusing on the recent trends or the futuristic trend which is coming in. Like there is also a health and nutrition aspect to it. And we, as a food technologist, our primary responsibility comes under this, like with the food and nutrition, how much difference we can make with the with the product that we want to go into, or with the company like we are going to face an interview. So we should have certain things planned before we go. We should have the some information ready with us, and we should have our own independent idea also when we are explaining whether these are the product range that that particular organization is having. But apart from that, I do have this experience, and how I am going to make difference with that. It can be anything. It can be food and nutrition. It can be added more value to their product by adding on more number of varieties, or it can be doing or positioning product in different way. So I think we should be prepared on that part. Maybe I'm taking it little bit next step. You can take it in different way to student, but yes, I hope you understood like what message I want to give you to the students.
Yes, absolutely, Jivan. Approaching like building our own biodata and putting our own technical information is what is also very important. So preparing when you are going or approaching any MNC, preparing the technical knowledge, preparing yourself to and having that technical knowledge is also very important. So one more question is asked by one of our audience here. Jivan, you have been working in the working as a regional sales manager in Kerry Ingredients. Yeah. So generally it is an approach, and I have been there in this academic industry wherein always student would like to go either in quality or R&D, and sales jobs are not very much preferred or liked by students. So what do you think that what are the challenges? What do you think that needed for doing a very good job, sales job, or how is that area? And if you can stop sharing your slide, it will be helpful for us to only focus on what you are saying.
Okay, just 1 second.
Perfect. Yeah. Thank you so much.
So it was a very relevant and good question for me, and I would say rather like as I said, I work with the cross functionals and never stopped doing my thing with the different things. Of course, the student what he has mentioned, it's a challenging field, sales and marketing, particularly when I'm talking about. You require to be on your toes every day. There are targets. It's a more about the number game, and there are different type of people that you come across every day and now. And it is like I would say in Hindi here, भाई आज खाना है और आज ही भूल जाना है, कल के लिए फिर आपको तैयार रहना है. So that type of approach that you need when you are in the sales. And yes, what makes me more excited about sales is I don't only do a selling, like what has happened in my previous career when, in my previous organization, when I was working very closely with the sales function. And it was my first opportunity to work very closely with the sales function. And I was the applications manager over there. So when I was going to the different client, and when I was having cross-functional skill, so I was able to convert customer very faster because I was able to give or offer a solution cross table, and clients started believing in me. And since they were getting, the ready-made solution, it is to be about product development, it is to be on their projects, or some process solution on the troubleshooting part. So like within a shorter period of time, I become the brand ambassador of that particular organization or their product. Like everyone started calling and asking like, can we have that person coming or their team coming and giving us something. So that made me more excited about this. Like when I was utilizing my experience, someone is appreciating, and then it was more about getting respect. You started getting respect from the market, and then that gives more and more excitement going. And then that's how then, like as I mentioned here, what has happened, many of us, like of course you need to retain all your skill, your food technology with you, but apart from that, whatever you can learn. So I worked very closely with the sales function. I learned number game with them, and I felt I can do better because sales anyone can do, But yes, technical selling can be done only by food technologies. So I saw a different opportunity there for me, and it has really made me, a different person. And as a FT also, I'm making some difference. And there are many from our college too, they are doing, and of course, they are also doing or replicating the same thing.
Wow. Jeevan, just to continue on the same line, because I have attended some of the, training program work for the research, for the students, encouraging them to go into the sales. So I would like to hear from your own experience, what are the top 5 advantages working in a sales job or working on a sales job as a fresher or as a food technology graduate. So what are the top
See,
5
as a
benefits?
fresher, yeah, Dr. Shalini, as a fresher, I would not advise directly to go. Maybe you can go as an intern. Like example, maybe tomorrow I will come to you. Just I am sharing an example. I need to check with my department or the other functions. But if I come and I ask, I need one guy, who can do some market research. And the market research job can be done by a technical person. So since the person, say student is having food technology background, he may go. I will ask him like how the probiotic things is working, especially with the bread industry, whether we can apply probiotic thing in the industry and how it will come. So I will ask student to go, and I will give him number of like 50 bakeries, and you need to visit, please go check, and let me know like, what is their view on this. So that way they can go for a shorter, some intern kind of thing. But I would not advise them directly to enter in the sales at the initial job only, because without having experience like what I was talking, then you would not be able to make that much difference. Also, I have seen like there are good students have come from, in fact, somewhere management trainee from CFTRI with whom I have closely worked, and they directly started with the sales function, but then they, after some time, I felt like they were losing interest, because the within the voice comes, what exactly you are doing. You are trying, भाई sales में तो आपको बहुत कुछ अलग अलग टाइप का काम करना है, तो थोड़ा बहुत 19-20 होता है. But then when you are coming from food technology background, you start asking yourself, then somewhere that disappointment comes, or discouragement comes. So you better go in the industry, you learn on various things, and then you go and rock in the industry. That is my advice. You are open to explore the more possibilities in the sales and marketing as well, but you should have the experience from the industry. Then only you go to that. That's my
Wow,
advice.
wow, what a clear message and advice given by you, Jeevan. But generally, the industries they do not offer the job for freshers, sales job.
No,
Do
they do
they
offer.
offer?
They do offer. It is my suggestion.
But suppose a fresher do not have anything in hand and they have to go for the sales job. So what quality they can develop based on your experience, so that they are successful in the sales job too, despite of having a zero experience?
My advice to them, they should go with the specifically under the the FT background seniors. That is my advice, because at least then they can understand them, and they can make them somehow better in terms of doing selling, or maybe doing technical selling in the market. But going directly under the salesperson would definitely know. I don't know means how many of them will be handling that pressure, and how many of them will come out with the colors. So definitely, if they are going under the food technologists, they should go. They should try if they are not having other option. But I will stick to the first answer. Like, even if you are getting chance to work with the Indian companies, and Indian companies do give exposure to the different functions. You are handling more and more responsibilities over there. In fact, in my total 6 organizations where I have worked, out of 6, 3 were Indian, and I had handled many responsibilities. I myself become entrepreneur there when I was delivering on the various tasks, or developing on my multi-task handling ability. So, well, yes, when you are working with Indian organization, you are having that added advantage to have exposure to the more functions and handling more and more responsibilities over there.
Okay, so Jeevan, you have also worked on quality, R&D, and then sales, and that's how you are suggesting that students should work either in quality or R&D before they go to sales. Or do you have any
See,
recommendation for freshers
like
to?
example, I just want, I'm not saying particularly about, but they should have the whole idea about the food industry and how department functions, how, these different, what I have mentioned here, whether it is RD, whether it is quality, or whether it is manufacturing or all operations management. But they should have the idea how the industry is run, and they should have the basic information. Why I'm saying this, because just now I've quoted my own example how I was good at offering different solution to the client, and then with those solution, actually the organization has got good business revenue from the market, and that's how I also got good recognition too. So definitely from FT background you can make a lot of difference. And
Wow.
one more thing here is like the sales career, specifically like those who want to choose in the sales career. Of course, it's a challenging field, not only because of the people only, but yes, there are other aspect to it. You need to travel a lot. Like as I have mentioned, I am taking care of south and west part of India. So you should be willing to travel. You should be willing to learn on daily basis. The very important part with the sales is you need to have that aggression, that hunger should be there. Like when you are going in the sales, भाई मेरे business के लिए मेरे पास भूख होना बहुत जरूरी है. So that hunger is required. And if you have that hunger, then no one can stop you, from a better sales prospect in sales, to have a better
Wow,
practice.
wow, what a great example, जीवन. One should have hunger. भूख नहीं है तो फिर क्या है, आप खाना भी उतना नहीं खाओगे. So since you are in sales and you have a very good experience working with MNC, generally for the freshers or the graduates,
Mhm.
you know, experience, more than experience, they look for salary. So initially to start with how much on salary a graduate should work on? What is the minimum or maximum limit on which a graduate should work on? Maximum is always better. That's what students are expecting. But what is your advice to our graduates?
See, minimum and maximum, that criteria, like it's a difficult question what you have asked, but yes, I would rather put my example. Suppose I am hiring a fresh food technologist for my business requirement, and even if he's fresher, I respect the kind of time he has spent learning on the various subjects of food. And I'm sure may not be immediately, but within shorter period of time he will come out with very innovative ideas and good thing. So I would suggest to have minimum salary of at least like 40 to 50,000 a month, and based on that, like minimum 6 lakh rupees of per annum package, I would suggest them to have minimum, and on above that only. But that is for a BTech student, I am telling, not for the MTech one. MTech and all, definitely they deserve a lot, like based on their the project and this thing.
Wow, excellent. Going ahead with the next question, what strengths or qualities do you think are needed for a fresh graduate, food technology graduate, while working in the food industry, and one can, progress? This question is repetitive, but that's very important to insist and focus. So once the student goes or hired by any industry, how should, like, your graph is so progressive, it is exponential graph, so you must have put in hard work, dedication, and so many other qualities. So what is your recommendation to our freshers when they go into the industry? How should they work so that their graph of career is also exponential?
Like I have initially mentioned here, like they should follow their interest, and then the result will come. And it can be in any of the function, but yes, their interest area, if they are following, I would say, like, you, if they are pursuing their passion and they are very much keen on that by learning and keeping things much ahead of the time. They're delivering on 100%. They are much ahead of the time, and they want to give 101% of theirs. They want to have like the different skill. What I have mentioned here is one was the people management skill, having good rapport in the industry, specifically like which department they are working. It's not only your performance will work there, but yes, your relationship will also play a very important role in that particular industry. So relationship with your subordinate, relationship with your boss, and then same time you are delivering on your performance. So if these two things you are having there, no one can stop your progress, specifically in that organization. And if you want to move on and explore further with the different functions and all, of course you need to put an extra effort, and that extra effort in the direction of having the multiple skill, having the more hunger, like as I mentioned, to learn more and explore more. And yes, there are plenty of opportunities available once you enter. I know that to crack it will take a little bit of time, but once you enter in the industry, you get a link, and then you get better and better every day. And now, so
Yes.
so if you get through the first job and you are clear about your interest area, and fortunately if you get that, I think no one can stop you from reaching there.
Wow, thank you so much, Jeevan. So I would like to ask another question. So now you have spent almost 18 years or more than that while working in a food industry. So what hurdles and challenges did you face during your initial phase of career?
Challenges were there, like initial stage, of course, like as I said, when I went abroad, it took almost 3 months to understand those people. The language was problem because the food habits were very different of that country. And to get well with that, there was various challenges like I had gone through. But yes, as long as I was determined that I want to do, and I will, I am going to do that. I was determined on that part, so I would come out of that. But challenges, yes, there will be challenges coming. There are small challenges, bigger challenges, smaller challenges. I should say the small, like food habit, the different culture, different people, going exposed to the different or the diversified atmosphere. That will be the under the small challenges. The bigger challenges what I could face is there are change in the policies, there are change in the various systems, like with the FSSAI norms and all every day and now you see. So you need to be very much proactive in terms of having more and more interaction with the regulatory, having more and more interaction with the other departments. So you are much aware about the category you are handling or the products you are handling, and you need to decide on the future from now, like especially in the field where I'm working now. Here the challenge is I have already decided my what I'm going to do for this year. And such a big challenge like COVID, when it is coming, then you cannot deliver 100% on that. So there are various things happening, but yes, it's part and parcel of life. End of the day, we should be happy. Why I kept my slide there was like last, I wanted to tell it there. We should remain lifelong student. The reason is if we are learning on day to day, we know we are focusing on the solution. Because if we are learning, we know we can give the solution. And I left it blank because I wanted every student or every person to write their own career story or their own thing in their life.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Thank you so much. Yes, it is a challenging, and one has to work over those challenges, hurdles, and find out our own path. There are students here who are masters and graduate. So they say that having a brand name from an institution like CFTRI graduate or postgraduate or ICT graduates or postgraduates, they're getting into industry becomes easy, and their initial salary is also higher. But some of the colleges that have started in India, there are many private colleges and affiliated colleges. So the graduates or freshers that are coming out from such colleges, they are offered with a very little salary, like just 15 to 20K. very per month, it's a very, very low salary.
Yeah.
So how to handle that situation, and what would be your advice for such students coming from, and the offer from the industry is very low? So what can be done in this case?
The for like especially I'm sure like CFTRI and ICT, their student deserve a lot, and of course they are doing good also in the industry. There is alumni to support them. They are the one who first crack the interviews, and they crack the MNC jobs. But yes, for those who are from the different college, different maybe from the tier 2 or tier 3 cities, and they are facing this challenge like 15 to 20,000, that kind of offer, we should not compromise on that. Even though if there is a need, uh, if we put really put in effort, specifically even if we start a small business, uh, just I'm telling one example, don't take me otherwise, any of the student, even one small varieties of tea is being offered today, that person can have more than 50,000 earning a month. And why not we can explore to the other opportunity? Why not we can become entrepreneur instead of compromising and going for that type of job? The second thing I would like to take, that was the first thing, because that is hitting me somewhere. That's why I said that we can become an entrepreneur also instead of compromising on such small job. The second thing, the metro cities, there are multiple options available. And I would say like there are top metro cities wherein there are more opportunities. If you really need job, you're really keen on that, you go spend time there along with maybe with your friends, with your seniors. Like just now Dr. Shalini has mentioned the importance of having faculty and importance of having a relationship. If you are keen on that, and managing that relationship with your seniors, and maybe also on the present on the Naukri portal, you are very prompt from day to day, and updating on so many things, or maybe upgrading your profile, definitely those job options will come to you. But yes, do not compromise on very small thing, because that will not take you anywhere, and again you will go back to that failure kind of thing. So you better go to the metro cities, there are multiple options open, or better start your own, then do not compromise on small.
Okay, thank you so much, Jivan. So compared to BTech,
Yeah.
technology background student, and then BSc food technology background degree, so do you think there is a difference in getting a salary? And when
Yeah.
in an industry,
Yeah.
look at the degree that you carry. So a BTech food technology, BSc food technology, and an MTech food technology. So what would be the variation in the slope of the like salary?
Dr. Shalini, really sorry, but see, I cannot compare on that part, because that is a, maybe student, I don't know how they will feel, because it is like, we are valuing or we are judging on their caliber. Everyone has their own, what I can say is they can earn better in the different career that they want to choose in, and they can have a better earning. But instead of we will be better not to judge them on the salary
Yes,
point.
absolutely,
That's
Jeevan.
what
You
I
have
want to say.
absolutely said the right answer, because last Saturday we had one of the expert who had worked in an industry, and that expert told and shared that it is not the degree that you carry, it is the one that you carry in your head, your
Correct.
technical knowledge, your wisdom, your experience, and it doesn't matter whether you are a BTech food technology person, or you are a MTech person, or you are a BSc food technology person. Because in fact, there are stories wherein BTech food technology graduate is offered higher salary than an MTech food technology. Why? Because a BTech food technology person has more wisdom, more technical knowledge, more expertise.
Correct.
So that's all depends on you students, what you carry within you, what expertise, what potential you have, how much technical knowledge you have. All those parameters and factors matters a lot. So be clear onto it. And there is one more question from Azra. And Azra, what you are asking about, the qualities required for a student to work in an MNC as an intern, or as a fresher. I think in the previous session, Mr. Jeevan Lakwal has already explained those qualities. Am I right, Jeevan? You have already explained what qualities
exactly.
are needed to do the internship.
You just
So
need to be a good student there, and you go with the learning approach. That's all.
put in your 100% and giving your 100%, and learning approach should be there. Okay.
True.
Okay, so Jeevan, it's already been 1 hour and we have been talking, and we didn't realize that it's almost an hour, and it was so informal, and it's such a friendly way. You shared your experiences and your stories, and based on those experiences and stories of your own career path, I'm sure my students here today who are attending have gained a lot. Their career path in the food industry or food science and technology, I'm sure their confusions are a little bit now more easier, and they are able to create their walking path more easier than that of before. So thank you so much for being here today with us, and I look forward for your more mentoring guidance for my students in future too. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Dr. Shalini and team here. And it was a really very nice session. I enjoyed a lot, and having those different questions. And I think the time what was the best time in my life was the college life. So I went back to that because of this opportunity, and such questions I was also having when I was in the college. So.
Well,